3G Boss in partnership with Canary Wharf Group. In association with Simple Call, sponsored by Feast Restaurant, NCL Tours, London Churchill College and Shard Restaurant, Brick Lane. Charity partner, ICRA International.
Contestants will have to raise money for the charity ICRA International.
Last week, 3G Boss contestants raised funds for an international charity. They wanted to raise as much as possible so that their team could win the challenge.
Thank you. Awesome, well done.
So then they're more encouraged to donate £10.
But it would also help the most disadvantaged people on the other side of the world.
There are disabled children, or they get free treatment in the other hospital. Any change that they only help? No change? Any notes?
Hello.
Me and Alan are going to come to collect the cakes in a bit.
They pitched passionately, but sometimes came with no result.
Guys, do you want to donate by 10?
Come on. You're saving some.
They also struggled at times to convince donors. Some even received unexpected donations.
Is that allowed to what's the name?
But some had spent time only to see the good intentions of people.
If you have £1, then you can actually get one of these. No, like £1.
I have a debit card, but I can't really give you that.
Thank you.
Sorry.
We're very proud of you. You've done so well done. So you can now leave the boardroom.
In the boardroom. And Atifa became eliminated from the losing team.
Atifa, I'm afraid this is the end of the competition for you. Thank you very much. Well done. This week, we're going to
As the contest gets tougher, Howard Dorber announces the next task.
to transport and travel industry professionals, and you'll be judged on the quality and the content of that presentation.
Contributing around $7.6 trillion to the global economy, the travel and tourism industry is one of the largest industries in the world. While the global number of international tourist arrival is around 1,100 million, Europe is blessed with attracting half of the global travelers, or 564 million. The youngest group of entrepreneurs will be dealing with a very big industry. They will have to prepare a tour package, create leaflets, do a video presentation, and pitch the packages to a set group of potential customers. But at first, the preparatory session. The teams will select their team manager, team names, and plan the activities of the contest in this session.
The best thing about the prize, you need to select a destination, definitely, yes. You need to select a departure time, roughly, yeah? And you need to select hotels. And you need to select whether would you like to pick any airport transfer. So all those, you have to make a lot of judgments.
Travel and tourism entrepreneur Nazim Uddin was invited to give an insight of the industry to the teams set by the judges.
And another group will have to design another package, yeah? If your client tap in here, it will take you to a landing page.
Time to select team managers, team names, and plan the activities.
I would also like to be project manager because I have I would say myself that I'm very skilled at presentations. Since I say that because, for example, the Jack Petchy public speaking competition, I came first in the entire region.
Really?
So yeah.
Me too.
So I would say my presentation skills are really well, and presentation is something that would be extremely important.
So in terms of organisation from my side, I felt like I've led teams before on TV expeditions, I've done business challenges with my team.
Anything similar to the tours?
In tours, in terms of we came up with a business idea.
Having lost twice in previous tasks, Sadia intervened.
Who would like to vote for Akiba? Huh? Oh wait.
Who do you want to vote for?
No, yeah. What do you mean?
Who do you want to vote for?
I'll say both the names and you beat it.
Alright.
Who votes for Asmaeen?
I'll vote Asmaeen.
I don't mind. Who votes for Alam?
Well, both voted for him.
Okay, so
Fair enough, so Asmaeen.
You happy with that, yeah?
Yeah, I'm fine. No
You have to be my
problem.
deputy.
We've chosen a destination, and we can say, we're going full steam ahead because we've chosen what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and everything looks set for Saturday, and hopefully everything will go well and we'll win this task.
I think that the project manager's doing a good job. He's leading us all. However, initially there wasn't direction, and I felt as though some other team members and myself, we've had to kind of push direction into it, and I feel as though that's the project manager's job.
To be honest, I don't mind giving up the role of being a team leader if someone else becomes a team leader who will actually allow us to win the competition.
Let's select an initial destination. We've got a choice of Disneyland. Is that a coach tour?
Yeah,
We don't have much flexibility there.
Guys.
How about no, yeah, actually, what about Disneyland tour?
Are we allowed to do cruises or no?
So we've got Tenerife, Spain, Turkey.
Yeah,
Turkey down. I don't have too many people doing it.
Yeah.
So in terms of talking, the main talking will be done shared between us four.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of creative, I'd like to have you.
I'd still be on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And I still.
You guys are happy with that?
I still feel as though I'd be able to. We'll design the leaflet. Do you know what? Can we do this? I'll design the leaflet, whether that be by hand or by computer. Either way, I'll explain it to the. I'll do it both ways, and I'll bring the and I'll explain the idea to the person who will be creating it. But if you would be able to collect all the information.
Winter actually prefers cold country, and whereas the other person I had before.
On the other side,
I'm very enthusiastic and I present really well. I've already organised a questionnaire for the team, which I will be carrying out, and so we'll know what package.
I think I'd like to put myself forward, seeing as I do have quite a lot of background in travelling, since me and my family travel quite a lot, so I kind of know what families look for in holidays.
You mentioned the time you were team manager before.
Yeah.
The team lost.
We lost, yeah.
But it wasn't because of presenting skill. I mean, it wasn't because of my managing skill.
I think I'm backing Nabila because she was in my team last week, and I think she's extremely
Subjective, yes.
able.
Yes. Very subjective.
John?
Getting back in the game as well. You know about the one match.
Okay, so Nabila's our team manager.
First order of business, team name.
What was
We
it?
were thinking Cascade
International.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any meaning behind it.
What?
It
We just like the
sounds
sound of it.
nice. I think it's a waterfall. Cascade is a small waterfall.
So we're going down.
Yes.
I don't like that.
We're going Alexandria first or Cairo first?
I think
Alexandria.
Finish off with Cairo.
lost in the first task as team manager, Nabila was voted to be the team manager once again.
Our team name is Cascade International and I'm the project manager. I think Afro wanted to be project manager, but I think I'm a lot more suited for this task to be project manager than she is, and I didn't want, you know, a thing about like friendship, blah blah blah, to jeopardize our chances of winning. So I really pushed for being project manager, although she hasn't been project manager before. I think I'm just a lot more suited to this task. Although she doesn't necessarily see me as the perfect project manager, I think.
I wanted to be the team leader for my team, first of all because I wasn't chosen yet, and secondly because I had travel experiences. I often book my parents' other people's travels, like when they want to go to France, Bangladesh. I already have travel experiences in booking.
To go on this holiday, they're not gonna split up and go to 2 different countries, but they still want like a diversity of what they're doing.
On the other side, team members agree to keep the name of the team as Team Voyage. But can they agree with everything?
If we have Tenerife as our main package, we can still have that Turkey as a side-on. So we have 3 packages.
You know there are still people in Turkey.
Yeah, because what we're looking at is more sightseeing for Turkey.
But in Turkey, even if you go sightseeing, there's
you can still go to the I get that,
beaches.
but what you're looking for is more sightseeing. That's what you're suggesting.
Yeah, it's still relaxing.
Team Voyage will take the holidaymakers to Tenerife. And Egypt becomes the holiday destination for Team Cascade.
We're going to Cairo and Alexandria, our first destination.
No, we're not going to. That's our holiday.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah. Oh my god.
Jump out the window. We're going to Cairo first.
Yeah.
Where are we going
We're
from?
not going to Cairo.
You know what I mean. Are we going from London or Manchester, Birmingham, whatever?
I think it's up to the people who choose. I think
can have
we should have some kind of flexibility.
Now the holiday packages. Young entrepreneurs are required to design the best packages to attract the most customers within a very short period of time. And Ajmin feels the pressure.
Because if you're talking about going somewhere hot during the Christmas holidays, you don't have to go to the other side of the world.
Yeah.
You just have to go get close to the equator. And that would have to be Tenerife from what we have.
It's not freezing cold.
But from past experience, from past history, what is their main attraction?
Where would you meet up?
Team Cascade continue their planning. It's another pleasant day in London. Both teams gathered at the NCL building with a surprise announcement.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to NCL Tours. Today's task is really going to be you designing your own holiday. You'll be creating your own marketing material, which you will then present to potential customers and to travel experts. Before we start, I have some exciting news. We have a new contestant, Kusha Kondakar.
If I gave you £1 million right now,
Yeah.
what would you do with it?
£1 million. That's
£1 million.
a lot of money. Well, my dream job is to become a surgeon. My main focus is on the midsection, so that like heart.
How much do you want for it?
Since it's just a pen, I'll charge you 20p.
How much profit are you making on the 20p?
I think it's about 5p profit for every pen.
You've already been put into teams. You have allocated a team manager. You also have assistance of 2 graphic designers who will be assisting you with your project. So it's important that you guys work together, collaboratively, and work smart. Good luck.
You're watching Channel S.
3G Boss in partnership with Canary Wharf Group. in association with Simple Call, sponsored by Feast Restaurant, NCL Tours, London Churchill College and Shard Restaurant, Brick Lane. Charity partner, ICRA International.
You're watching Channel S.
We're here in Redbridge. The team will both be located here throughout the day to actually come up and research about their travelling and tourism plans. If they do not win this task, one person will be fired. But let's see how they got on today here. I'm going to go in and have a look.
It's time to execute the preparation into reality.
Is we're going to have the same. I want you to find something about the hotel that we can use in our pitch. Adam, I want you to find out activities in Paris, how to get to Paris, and the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, the Champs-Élysées.
Changing the initial destination of Tenerife, Team Voyage now decide to go ahead as Paris as their destination.
Lamisha, I'd like you to find out about travel, to the city, the tours around the city.
Team manager Ajmain started his day responding to various queries from his team members.
Everyone to know the package.
Alright, so
Asmain. Because we have pictures in the presentation. I have pictures. Paris, the hotel, Disneyland. We'll find out the information. We'll do a dry run and then we'll choose what to keep and what not to keep. Okay, guys, we're looking at £400 in total for the hotel and accommodation. With Disneyland on top, that would be 600, let's say.
Losing the task last week, Sadia reminded team members about the importance of social media.
I think, Asmain, you should also try in terms of, although it's one day, I think we should try our best to kind of advertise this as much as we can to our greatest scope. So I think we should you should put someone in charge of spreading our package on social media and see if we can.
I think I'll do that. I'm happy with promoting on social media, and I'll be in charge of that.
Sadia will create the project's leaflet. On the other side, team manager Nabila.
Jawad is going to be working with me, right? And we're basically going to be working on the presentation, and Afra, you need to work
the
with the
leaflet.
graphic designer.
Yep.
Afra will be creating the leaflet, one of the most important aspects of the task. Rad, with newcomer Tushar, will ensure the itinerary goes smoothly. On the other side, searching for the best deal, team manager Ajmain even makes a call to France.
C'est combien pour une famille de 4, 2 adultes et 2 jeunes?
And I thought, we are providing an apartment for a family or for if you wish.
Non, un appartement de station de votre hôtel à Disneyland.
Award-winning speaker Priyanta continues preparing for the script.
And so the Mona Lisa in person. About that time you once bought a brand new phone. No, but tell them you visited the Louvre, worth approximately $35 to $100 billion.
Team members Lamisha and Abdullah concentrate on research and script writing too. Describing how the package should be offered to customers, Rad points out a few unique selling points.
You have the opportunity to do this. In addition to that, after you've had a magnificent time in Egypt,
But a lot of the things that are applicable to Dubai
are applicable to Cairo as well.
Oh my god, we are behind. Okay, shush, calm down.
Afra concentrates on creating the leaflet. On the other side, time is going fast, and Sadia wants to ensure that they are not falling behind. The leaflets are ready.
The leaflet looks good, but on the front page, they said it'd be effective to say include things about the package, so saying like 4 days, 3 nights, or hurry up. Or
But there was an issue too.
Right now, $8.50.
$8.50 per person.
$8.50
per person.
Per family.
Okay, another thing I wanted to say, Asmain, is that you know when you offer the package for a family, you're reducing your target audience so much. I mean, if you keep the package open,
I'm giving you that's $8.50 per family. But if you want the price now.
The team want to ensure that they have the right package for the right travellers too.
If one person wants to go, how much?
$250.
250. One person.
Yeah. This is Disneyland, the Paris City Tour, 2 flights, £500.
What?
2 people, £500.
Dude, it's not even that much. Like, what's it called? Our Tenerife, listen, our Tenerife holiday.
2,000.
One person just for the flight and some hotel, like £800.
If I say 5 people.
5 people, what, 250? That would be 1,050.
One price per person.
Yeah, price per person. You'll find the package online.
Why do you not know? You're gonna
because
be
they haven't.
this.
I've got the whole price, but I haven't got price per person. That's what they're creating in the thing.
So she's meant to stay here for 15 minutes.
On the other side, Afra completes her tasks in preparing the leaflet. Rad is also at the end of his video presentation.
High five. That is amazing. Everyone high five.
Yeah.
Can I have the link to you? Email the link to me.
Jawad and team manager Nabila concentrate on preparing for the script. And Tushar shared his joy of joining the contest.
I think this task is really tense because everyone's got their own thing to do and everyone's got a whole lot of weight on them. And working with this team, I really enjoy it because they're all organized and they're like really determined to win. So I'm kind of happy to be part of this team.
Both teams were allowed to secure travel bookings during their activities. Team manager Ajmeen wanted to take the opportunity and secure bookings from outside.
But are you sure you want the 200 copies and going on the streets?
Yeah, please.
I really don't think
Take it to 150. Take it to 150. We're gonna have, I think, around 70.
What time do you want me to start going?
As soon as we print out.
Till 150?
Huh?
Till 150?
Not till 150. We're printing 150 copies.
Okay, and what
We're
time?
gonna keep here around 60 copies here. Whatever.
But no, you should keep about 80 copies here. As Mayin said, for me and Namisha to just go to the local area and distribute leaflets.
Okay.
Like, we would have been more effective if we started calling people.
Executing the team manager's plan, Sadia continues trying to secure the booking with Lamisha.
However, we're selling a holiday tour to Paris, and the package is only available today. So you'll be visiting obviously the landmarks in Paris, such as the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe. There'll be also other facilities like cruises.
It's really good because you get to go to Disneyland and there's hotels nearby and everything's fully like done for. So would you guys like to be interested in taking a leaflet?
Yeah. You're going to people, are you actually getting the response that you want to be getting?
Well, I'm getting them to take the leaflet, but I'm not sure if they're actually like...
But you know, when I'm walking down the street and I just want to get away from someone, I just take the leaflet. So how do you know that they're actually interested?
Tell you what, why don't you just give one leaflet up?
No, I don't think so. That's your role, okay?
We haven't got much time, just walk and talk.
Sadia continues to chase passers-by.
Sadia, she wants to come. Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Finally, Lamisha makes a call to the team manager and gives an update.
We went outside, but no one's like coming up. So Sadia was thinking, right, that we should just like basically go back in. Sadia wants to speak to you.
Wait, Asmain?
It's the other way around.
you have to. You can't hear much. You can hear it this way, but you have to understand that in the situation we're in, it's very difficult to get customers.
On the other side, Team Cascade start preparing for the pitch.
Oh my god.
Change the word!
I know the first program.
You're lying!
Okay. Egypt has a unique characteristic of being situated in two continents. Most of it lies in
After returning from outside, Sadia negotiates with the team about her role in the presentation.
I'll tell you what to say. You say it.
Look,
you say
right
on
here.
our behalf.
Right here, fitted for your comfort. Why don't you say this bit? That's easy.
If you want to recap.
It's easy.
No, it's the fact that it's so unorganized like that. If it was said in the beginning, it would have been easier.
All I'm saying, she would have made a great picture.
Confident as a public speaker, Prianta prepares his pitch for the final time. The last few minutes before the presentation, both teams prepare for the final time to deliver their best in front of a selected and diverse potential traveller audience.
This hotel is self-catering, which is a great...
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before I start, I'd like to tell you a little quote from The Lion King. Hakuna Matata. That roughly translates to, you only live once. We're not here to sell you a holiday.
It's a luxurious hotel which is highly recommended by tourists all over the world.
Disneyland Paris is the perfect opportunity to make memories, especially with your children and your families. Perhaps not only for children, perhaps for yourselves too.
It would consist of flights and accommodations, which you won't need to worry about, including the transfers from the airports to the hotels.
And we've prepared a little video for you to watch, so sit back and relax.
It's no wonder that France is...
Prianta takes the opportunity to explain the video.
Sorry, as I was saying, no wonder that France is so undervalued. I mean, you can see for yourself how amazing these views are, right? I mean, instead of looking at me, you guys are looking at me talking, you should look at this. This is what France is all about.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching and listening to our presentation.
Now it's time for Team Cascade to present their package. Preparing the script all day, team manager Nabila presents the travel package.
The legend and the mystery.
Egypt has been attracting travellers since classical times.
Surprise entry Tushar is ready for his first public performance in this contest.
Let's be honest, you can't find a camel anywhere in Europe. Not England, not Paris, but in Egypt, camels are everywhere.
Khan al-Khalili, a major market in Cairo. This market district is one of Cairo's main attractions for tourists like yourselves and, of course, Egyptians.
It's an excellent location at the heart of Cairo's tourism district.
You'll be going to an incredible holiday this winter with our package to ancient Egypt. Enthralling Egypt. Two of 7 wonders of the ancient world. Who would want to miss that? Now, you may ask me, why Egypt? Why not another country or another place, such as France? That's because Egypt is such an astonishing country that it fulfills all your expectations, as said by our teammate, Tushar.
Any additional activities or anything you want to do, you can book with us.
If you're really interested, which I am, I really want to go now, talk to our friends at NCL and I'm sure they'll book that up for you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another day comes to an end. The teams will be judged based on the packages, creativity and design around the leaflets the overall presentation, and sales from packages. 3G Boss's search for the next generation entrepreneur is now in Howard Dorber's hand.
You're watching Channel S.
3G Boss in partnership with Canary Wharf Group. In association with Simple Call, sponsored by Feast Restaurant, NCL Tours, London Churchill College, and Shard Restaurant, Brick Lane. Charity partner, ICRA International.
You're watching Channel S.
So we've got a new contestant this week.
Yes, Tosha Kondaka has taken over from Toys. He's had to leave for personal reasons.
Okay, did he settle in well?
He settled in very well. I think he was bouncing during the presentation. He's also put a lot of effort in. He's fitted in naturally with the rest of the team members.
Good. Well, we gave him quite a difficult task this week, I think, which was the presentation they had to give about the tour they designed, the material for the tour, and they actually had to sell the tour as well. How do you think they did?
Well, typically it would have taken 2 weeks to find, do all the research, find the pricing, the costing, the material. But I think I was really amazed by how both teams managed to prepare this in a matter of hours and prepare something which was almost professional.
We've got a professional here to help us. We've got our guest judge, who is the owner of NCL Tours. So let's invite him in. Could you send in Naseem Uddin, please? Okay, so Naseem Bhai, welcome to the boardroom.
Thank you very much indeed. It's a real pleasure to be a part of this 3G Boss program.
Excellent. Now, you've had our teams today. How did they impress you?
Teams perform really well. We have a team of designers, salesmen, branding persons, technical guys, accountants, and I think what I have seen is the teams have got different types of people with right sets of skills.
The killer question is, would you give any of them a job?
Definitely yes. I told them during the program that our door is open to them. Anytime they knock our door, they'll be more than welcome. And we will give them a job, we will give them a work placement. Whatever they want, we would like to give them an opportunity to succeed.
Excellent. Well, look, you've given a lot of your time today, but I know your whole business is geared towards educating the next generation of people in your industry. So we'd just like to say well done on what you're doing and keep up with it.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Indeed.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So welcome back to the boardroom, teams. Nabila, you were team manager this week. What was your team called?
Our team was called Cascade International.
Cascade International? Okay, and how did you think you did today?
Our preparation and our presentation was really good, but I think I let myself down doing my delivery. I think Rad and Jawad did really well on their deliveries, and I think Tushar, even though it was his first day in this competition, did really well also. Atifa, she helped me a lot also in the end. Afro really helped me.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you're going very well up to the point that you start forgetting names of you should always remember the names of your colleagues.
Do you have the right plan?
Yeah, let's write it down for you. Asmaeen, you were team leader.
Yes, I was.
What was your team called?
Our team was Team Voyage.
Voyage?
Yeah.
And how do you think you did today?
On the whole, I think we did really well in terms of preparation beforehand. We had prepared quite solid, and in terms of execution, whilst there were certain weak points, I think on the whole it was a good execution of our task.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see how you really did. As you know, my two fellow judges, Kuinor and Sanwabai, were with you today, watching your every move. And we also have some scores, and actually you made some sales as well. So at the end of the day, you're going to be judged on the sales that you made and the scores that you got from the industry professionals who saw your presentation. So I'll start with Kuinor. What was good and bad today?
Well, Team Cascade, I thought your presentation was good, but I have to say, I felt Nabila, even though you're a team manager, there were other members of your team that seemed like they were the ones who were leading the group.
Obviously, I take into other people's decisions into consideration, but I don't necessarily think that means I'm a bad team manager.
From my perspective, if I didn't know you were a team manager, I would have thought Rad was team manager of the team, because he just seemed to know a little bit more than you. I think when we were speaking to you and you were being asked questions, you didn't really give straightforward answers.
Okay, Rod, do you think that's fair? Do you think you put yourself forward a bit today?
I think today was one of my best performing days of the competition so far. But I think Nabila did lead us, and she led us quite well.
What about Team Voyage?
I was slightly let down by Priyantha, to be honest, this time round.
What happened is like the research and everything I've done was for the trip to Tenerife, which wasn't really implemented. Like, you know, the plan was changed the day before.
In business, you have to adapt to.
Yeah, exactly. I had to improvise. That's why, you know, it was like I admit I wasn't fully prepared.
It's a shame because I think you've done pretty well in the other tasks. Lamisha. I actually got to spend some time with Lamisha outside. They were trying to sell some holiday packages to the general public. It was Lamisha and Sadia. So I asked Lamisha to sell me a holiday. And she just turned around and said, no, you sell it to me.
Well, that was a joke to be in my opinion.
Okay, we are in a competition. This is about winning.
I would say actually, Lamisha, through the whole of this competition, you're a little bit mouthy.
I disagree with that.
See? Straight away.
You don't understand.
Straight away. I mean, it's one thing to stand up for yourself. It's another thing to just come back so quickly that you may overdo it a little bit.
Both you and Sadia were a team going out into the public selling the holiday packages, and I felt Sadia was doing a lot of the work on her own.
Can I say something?
Sadia, I mean, would you agree with me?
I agree that I did work very hard, even though in that particular situation, I was completely against selling leaflets out to the public. But still, it was the team manager's decision, and I went along with it. Lamisha did try, but it was a very difficult situation.
If you go outside, and if you go and ask someone, if somebody comes up to you and says, would you like to buy a holiday? I mean, fair chance, it was an idea, so we might as well try it out.
Asmain, do you think you made the right decision?
Whilst me, Hussein and Alan were working on the pitch, I thought it's better to expand our possible streams of revenue and possible streams of getting a package.
But it took 3 phone calls to get to that situation, so still that was very inefficient.
In terms of the phone calls,
I'd agree with Sadia. I mean, Sadia was calling. She even said, I don't know why I'm out here doing this.
Ajmain, although he was a good administrator, I felt that he wasn't the inspirational team manager that he should have. I was really impressed by Tosher coming in new, bounced into the role.
Them giving me that role was like a huge responsibility, and since I'm new, I really wanted to prove myself and that I belong here.
And I found Afra to be very limited in her role, although she was preparing the leaflets.
After finishing the leaflet, I did go and ask other members of my team if they needed help. And then I also made some calls, and I texted other people who would be interested in buying our packages, and some did reply. And I think I wasn't only dedicated to making leaflets, I also done many other things.
What did you do today specifically
Yeah.
within the location?
As I was saying, I telephoned and then I allowed him to do that. and I also helped make the pitch. Yeah.
I think we've talked about this a little bit now, and got a sense of some of the things that went well and went wrong. I want to say one quick thing about these. Did these get put together today?
Yeah.
This is Team Voyage, or Voyage, depending on whether you're being French or not. It's very attractive, particularly like the French flag around the back. It's a good leaflet. It's it's probably better on the inside than the outside. But this looks professional. It really gives you a sense of what it's like to be in Egypt.
It's done very professionally. This looks like it was done by a high school student. You should be proud of yourself, Afra.
Thank you.
Yeah. But somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. As you know, at the end of this, one of you is going to be going home. So, we've actually got two different ways of scoring today. We had sales, so how much money did you actually bring in? And we also had scores based on what the people from the industry and the people who listened to your presentation, what they thought of your pitch. Okay, so we'll just go through and find out who's won. So first, Sanwar, how did we do on sales?
Howard, I wasn't expecting any of the teams to make any of the sales based on the very short time they had to put the packages together. But I'm delighted that both teams did sell. Team Voyage, who sold the French package, Paris and Disneyland, sold £800 worth of packages. Team Cascade International sold £900 worth of packages.
Okay, so that's a win on the sales for Team Cascade. But how did they do on the presentation?
Team Voyage received 177 points, and Team Cascade International received 209 points.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
So that means that Team Cascade, you're this week's winners. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And there'll be a treat for you this week, which is high tea. We'll take you for sandwiches and cakes up in one of the highest restaurants in London on the top of the walkie-talkie skyscraper. Okay. And Team Voyage. I'm afraid one of you is going on a voyage because one of you is going to be leaving the competition today. So you're this week's losers. Okay, so Team Cascade, very well done. I might buy one of these myself. You can leave the boardroom now, thank you. See you next week. Okay, so Team Voyage, where did your trip come to a shuddering halt? I'm going to start with Hussein. You've not said very much. Hussein, what do you think went wrong this week?
I think it's due to the lack of time and most likely like everybody not working together rather than like I think everybody was working in their own individual task rather than working in a group.
Okay. Sadia, you've been in the boardroom on the losing team 3 times now.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, I mean, you now know what it's like to lose.
And I've got the hang of it.
You got the hang of losing. Why are you back here, do you think?
I believe it's very unfortunate and that I've been in the losing team for each task. However, I do believe that in each task I have been able to show my own skills. I've been able to show leadership within the team regardless of whether I've been the team manager or not. I've been able to kind of show myself, to show the qualities that I consist of, and I still believe I put on a strong performance regardless of whether I've lost the task or not.
Asmaeen, you were the team leader, but from your point of view, what do you think went wrong?
Overall, it was a really strong team effort from start through to finish, from preparation throughout the week through to the execution. However, in some cases, I felt that some people didn't pull their weight or do the things they were supposed to do and do it when they were supposed to do. I think the presentation was really shaky.
There were moments during the presentation that there was silence. There was no connection between one event to the next. Why didn't you actually jump in?
In terms of me going into the thing, well, the way I had set the presentation, I had set it so that we had the best speakers and the best salesmen running the presentation. And then, so the way I had set it, I had Adam doing the intro and Hussein doing the main activities and the main package itself, because Adam said he was a Jack Hetchy Speakers Award winner or something.
Priyanka mentioned the reason why he didn't perform so well was because he has a change of idea of the package the night before. So it's lack of preparation. Are you responsible for that?
Basically, throughout the day, our first idea was Tenerife, and that was working out to around £2,000, so like around £500 per person, which I felt would have been a bit too dear, especially the time that we were pitching it. And I was looking for the best for my team.
I think what Kuno was looking for there is for you to take responsibility for the management of the task.
I do take responsibility for the changing of the destination.
Okay, so Sadia is desperate to say something, but Asmaeen, can you think about who you're going to bring back first?
I believe that one of the biggest causes due to lack of a poor delivery of the pitch was completely due to bad preparation, because as Alam had mentioned, there were loads of things, not only the location, but that had changed, which made it a lot more difficult. For example, my leaflet, which is not related to the pitch, however, I had done an entire leaflet on my own for Tenerife, and I was told the day after that, we're going to do Paris.
I think we've heard enough from the team. Asmaeen, who are you going to bring back into the boardroom?
I'd like to bring back Alan and Sadia.
Okay. In that case, could you leave us? We'll have a brief chat and then we'll invite you three back in.
Congratulations, Team Cascade International. You guys have won this task. Nabila, congratulations as a team manager, but I think the credit goes to your team. People like Raz who came up with the video and the pitch, and of course the newcomer, Tusha, who has come onto the task replacing a previous candidate. Welcome onto the team, Tusha.
I believe the main failure for this task was the preparation and such sudden changes made by the team manager. I believe that I should stay in the competition because I've executed every single role that the team manager has asked me to do.
So guys, for one of you, this will be your last part of the show. Asmaeen, why have you brought these two back in with you?
I chose Alan due to the fact that in our preparation over the week, he was not present, or he did not have a presence whilst we were doing so. We had certain tasks assigned for him. However, he replied late at night that he was either somewhere else or he was unable to fully complete it.
Okay, and what about Sadia?
Sadia, I felt that in some cases she had a negative effect.
May I ask what that negative effect may have been?
Negative effect, first of all, I had placed Sadia and Lamisha in the creative department because they said they were both creative, and I thought that since they would be better suited to that department. However, Sadia herself took it on herself and kind of, I'd say, muscled Lamisha out of the way and created the leaflet herself without the help of a graphic.
Asmaeen, you brought back Grantha and Sadia. Why did you bring these two back, and why didn't you bring Lamisha in?
Because this relates to Sadia, because I placed them both in the creative department, and their job was to collaborate on the leaflet. However, Sadia took it on herself and kind of, I'd say, muscled Lamisha out of the picture and chose to go and create the leaflet by herself. And that template that she had created, she used today. However, we had a graphics designer, professional on hand, and she did not use them as effectively, I'd say. as Afra did and the other team did, and I think that didn't actually catch the eye of our customers as much.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little bit different here. Could you go and fetch Lamisha in for us? Okay. Now, Lamisha, we gave you quite a hard time earlier, so we were a little bit surprised that you weren't invited back to the boardroom today. Now, why do you think you deserve to stay in the competition?
To be honest, when me and Hussein were doing a lot of the work last night when we were doing the research, and I don't know if you guys see this or if it's been on camera or not, but I actually do listen to people, and if they say to like do this, I will do it, or at least give the idea a chance.
Sadia?
So to the point that as mine had brought up about me taking upon the responsibility of doing the leaflet by myself, you could ask the rest of the team. I constantly ask for help from the graphic designer as well as asking for opinions from the rest of my team. So the rest of the team also had the opportunity to input in the leaflet. I'd also like to bring upon the fact that by me taking on the responsibility of doing the leaflet, I had allowed Asmain to give Lamisha a more productive job.
Priantha, why should you stay?
Well, to be honest, I don't even know why I'm here. As in, like, of course, I admit that yes, my pitch didn't go as I had intended, but to be honest, I have been trying to make sure that that pitch went like as smoothly as possible since the morning, yet Asmain did not allow it. What I mean by that is the video which was played during the thing, I constantly nagged him to do a voiceover of it since the morning, and he would say yes, I'll do it later, but later never came. My reason for staying here is I believe I did a... Okay, let me start with my pitch, which I've done, the introduction. I would say, you know, I have gotten compliments from people saying, yeah, it was rather like high standard. The introduction, of course, the bit where I improvised was not of the same caliber.
If I may add, I got the actual full intro fully edited at 12 o'clock. He spent nearly 3 hours perfecting 3 A5 pages, which I felt for someone who is a Jack Petchy Awards winner in regards to speaking was too long.
I think Priantha is correct. Your video was cringeworthy in the sense that there was no narration, no voiceover. It was just playing without any connection to anything else.
And the voiceover, I completely agreed with what Priantha said, because he said we should have a voiceover. I was like, yes, we'll do a voiceover, and I'd like you to do it because I knew that he was a good speaker.
From my point of view, I think you brought in 2 very strong people, and it just feels a bit like it's quite strategic of you to do that, in that what you're trying to do is eliminate your competition.
I wouldn't say so, because whilst I do recognise these are 2 strong contenders, I was thinking solely for this task. My reason for bringing Adam was solely due to the fact that there was a lack of presence in terms of preparation, and that meant we had to give other members of the team, namely Hussein and Lamisha, what he had to do. And any decisions I made, Sadia would be quite exclamatory in terms of her, I would say, opposition.
I mean, he's saying like the fact that I had to do 3 pages of narration just would like appear magically. The fact that research and everything else had to go behind it, he does not seem to take into consideration.
But that's why we had the week before to prepare, and which you did not do so.
Well, that's because of my personal circumstances. Like I was not able to do so.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to let you speak, and then we're going to have to come to a decision.
I do believe that Asmain is completely, although we have flaws, I believe that he's very enhancing them by a lot. Can I just finish my point? 2 minutes before the presentation, I was given the role of speaking about Disneyland Paris, which was, I had literally 10 seconds to prepare for, and still which I delivered.
All right, okay. I think we've heard enough. This is very hard, this decision. One of you is going to have to go. You're all strong candidates. Lamisha.
Yeah. Yes.
You weren't brought into the boardroom by your team manager, so I think it's not fair that you should still be here. Maybe you should have been on the panel today, but you can go. You're fine.
Thank you.
So we're left with the three of you. Sadia, this is your third time running on the losing team. Second time, I think, coming up to be fired. Asmaeen, you were the team manager today, and I think we've heard that there were some issues in terms of how that worked. And Priyantha, you have been invited in because I think Asmaeen felt that you spent a long time doing some of the things today and that held the team back, and you did have a stumble in the presentation. So this is a very, very difficult decision for us. But somebody has to go, and today it's Priyantha. So thank you for taking part, but this is the end of the road for you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's pleasure being part of it.
You two, you're very lucky. So we'll see you again next week. Good luck. Thank you for coming back in.
Well, to be honest, of course I am rather upset I got kicked out, but actually it was the other competitors I think deserve it much more than I do.
So that was really, really tough.
Very tough. Really strong candidate. I think Priyantha deserved to stay, but unfortunately we had to make that really tough call.
Yeah, I'm gutted. I really liked him.
Yeah, no, I did as well, but it was down to really the stumble in the presentation, the time taken over it, what lost them the task because they were so far behind on the presentation. So
I mean, Asmaeen remained by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
I think he really does need to be able to manage everyone.
It needs to step up a little bit.
I wish you all the best for the future, and I hope better opportunities come. All the best, man.
Thank you. It's brilliant working with you.
Okay, teams. Well done on making it this far in the competition. There are 9 of you left. After next week, it'll be just 8. Next week's task is that you're going into the communications business with our friends at Simple Call. So have a think about what that might entail. You'll have some time to prepare. But first, we're going to pick the 2 teams for next week's task. Kuno.
Okay, so team 1, we'll have Asmaeen, we'll have Nabila, we'll have Lamisha, Pusha, and Afra.
And team 2 will be Sadia, Rad, Hussein, and Jawad.
These are the teams for next week. Good luck.
Task 3 complete, but only 9 contestants left. However, only 1 can become the winner. Join us next week to see how the contestants do. The competition to see who becomes this year's 3G boss continues. Join us next week to find out.
.3G Boss in partnership with Canary Wharf Group. In association with Simple Call, sponsored by Feast Restaurant, NCL Tours, London Churchill College and Shard Restaurant, Brick Lane. Charity partner, ICRA International.